This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So in today's class, I'm going to iterate all the multi-value UI elements till element binding with OData model. I will give the comparison between JSON model and OData model, and I will explain so that it becomes very easy for you to understand. Okay. Yeah, so this is our project. So yesterday we have made the connection between the front end and back end. So using HANA Cloud Connector, we are able to reach the OData service by using our, the wizard. So by using new OData service wizard, so we are able to add the OData service to this project. So whatever the OData service that we have added, so that will be configured in manifest.json at this place. Okay. So Prasad has asked this question in last class. So so I'm starting with this one itself. So this will be configured at this place. So your OData model will automatically gets created, and this will be pointing to this particular service. So if you see /SAP/OPU/OData/SAP zbatch44 OData service, this is our OData service. Okay. And so it will be preceded with the destination name. The destination is training. So you already know that the destination training is pointing to your gateway system. Okay. So training is your SAP gateway system slash. So inside the gateway system, this is your OData service URL. Okay. Right. That means our OData model is already pointing to the service till SRV. It is already pointing till SRV. Okay, zbatch44 OData underscore SRV. So it's already always it will be pointing. Okay, right. Now let's open our multi-value UI elements. All right. So this is our multi-value UI elements. Okay, so you already seen that the material IDs already getting loaded. So however, I just want to make a chart here. So it's a comparison table. I think I can insert a table directly. So this table will give you the clear difference between the JSON model and OData model. JSON model, OData model. Okay. So point number one. So in JSON model, you will always bind with the array name. Okay. So in all your JSON model examples, you will always bind with the array name for the multi-value UI elements. But in case of OData model, you will bind with the entity set name. Okay. So that is what happened in last class. So if you see this one, the label is select relationship. Actually, I should write select product. Okay. And the items binding is pointing to the entity set name. Okay. Not to the array name. Understand? That is point number one. So we'll see several points, down the line. And this particular property should point to the property inside your entity. So product ID is one of the property inside the entity. So whatever you want to show in the drop down, so that you need to bind. So in case of JSON model, you will point to the property inside the array. Okay, so that point I am not writing. So hope you can understand that point. Okay, so the property should point within the array name, and here the property should point within the entity. Okay, it should be inside the array, and here the property should be from entity. Okay, right. So now the same stuff you can repeat for all the multi-value UI elements. So this is product set again. For example, I want to show product name, PRD name, and again, this is also product, select product. It doesn't matter, label you don't worry. And again, this is multi-combo box. Select some product description, okay, whatever, doesn't matter at all. So again, I'm copying the same entity set and I want to show the description PRDDESC. Okay, so similarly, radio button group, array of, sorry, slash entity set, for example, product price. Product price, and this is a single checkbox is a single UI element and it does not have any meaning here. So let us remove. Now save this again. Now if you refresh, you will able to see all the multi-value UI elements with the data coming from your backend. See, product 001, 002, 3, 4, 5, and this is laptop, mobile, cooler, refrigerator, and this is product description. So you can see touch laptop, smart mobile, 3-liter, cooler, everything. Okay, and these are the prices. So different product prices, correct? And this is the only difference between the JSON model and OData model coming to the reading of the data from the drop downs. If you want to read the data from these drop downs, it will be same. It will be same and as it is. So for example, I selected, let me show you. I am selecting product 002. You can see here, see, product 002. How it is coming? Product 002. This is coming because of the same previous code that you have written. Okay. So let me revisit the code once again. So here on selection change, you are calling a function on select relation. So since we have written, with JSON model example, the function name is on select relation. Doesn't matter. Okay, don't worry about the function name. What is important is what is the content of the function. That is the important. So if you don't like this name, you can change. Now let's go to the controller to understand how that is coming. So here you have already written this function. This function is getting called oEvent.get parameter selected item. Now the selected item is pointing to product 002 because you selected product 002. Dot get text and you are printing that text. So guys, what you need to remember is these events, okay, the actions and functions will not change. Even it is JSON model, even it is OData model, that code will be as it is. Okay, so remember that. So that's why I asked you to revisit JSON model concepts once again and come back for OData. Right, isn't it? Yesterday also I told you. Why? Because 95%, 98% it will be same, JSON model and OData model. Okay, so except very few differences like the table, I am showing. Okay, right. So similarly, if you select the one from here, so that is also getting displayed. So same concept again. So from the combo box, when you are doing the selection change, you are calling this function, and this function is already here, and that is also reading the selected item dot get text, and it is printing. So similarly, from the multi combo box, for example, I selected touch laptop, 3-liter cooler, long tennis bat. So you can see all the three here: touch laptop, 3-liter cooler, long tennis bat. Okay, so that's a beauty here. For example, I selected this one. So we have written like if you selected the 0, you are male. So that's why it is coming. Basically, it is selected index. So for radio button group, when you select, we are calling on select gender. So where there are only two values. So on select gender, o-event.get parameter is selected index. So if the index is 0, we are writing you are male. If the index is 1, then we are writing female. But in our case, we get the index like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it is 4, that means it is 6,000. Okay, so like that. So concept is same, guys, same concept, same event handlers. So whatever the event handlers that you have written for JSON model, so those event handlers concept will not change, even it is OData also. Understand? So that is your multi-value UI element replacement with the OData model. Now I will simply remove the list. So whatever the list we already created, so that we will revisit with our OData model. One second. So let me uncomment the code here. This is my list code. So just uncommented. So same concept, items is pointing to the array of employees previously. Now I want to show the data from the products, array of products, sorry, entity set. So I need to write entity set name here. Okay. And whatever you want to display, the individual property bindings you need to do. I want to display my product name. So simply remove your previous properties and replace with your OData model entity properties. So I want to show as a number, I want to show product price, number unit, I want to show currency code. And here there is no meaning in skill. I want to display product ID first, which is very important. Here the ID, and I want to display some product description here. Here the DSC and status, I want to show its status attribute. So we have one status attribute in the entity, so that I'm binding here. Now again save this. Now this list will be replaced with the list of products that we have created in the backend. See, it got simply replaced with laptop, mobile, cooler, refrigerator, cricket bat, 50,000 INR approved, 25,000 INR rejected. Okay, like that. Understood? And so basically, do you know what is happening? So this is basically calling your, since your OData is already pointing till SRV, it will append slash product set to the end of the URL and it will hit. So when it hit slash product set, so it is calling get entity set method in the backend, and in the get entity set method, you have written, to get all the products. So you are getting select start from all the products that are getting displayed here. Okay. So similarly, you can apply the filter. So whatever the search field you already created here, and when you type something, it can also get filter your records. Okay. So how it can get filter your records? To filter, you will write question mark dollar filter equal to, right? Question mark dollar filter equal to. That will be done by your filter library. So whatever the filter that you are creating here by using new filter, so this one on search employee, so in our case it is on search product. Okay, so here what you are doing, you are creating a new filter with column name, operator and value. Okay, so you just simply need to remove this column name, employee name, because we don't have such column name. So we have column name, product name, for example, PRD name. That's it, over. Now what happens? It automatically, when you type something in the search field, so this function is getting called, and this is creating a new filter. So this particular new filter, what happens is it appends question mark dollar filter equal to product name space contains space some value. So this will hit to the backend, and in the backend, it will go and sit in IT filter select options table. And from this IT filter select options table, you will take and you are filtering in the select query. So the result will be sent back to the front end. Okay, so let me show you. Save this, refresh your application. So all of you observe, I am typing L. Three products already got filtered. See, I'm typing LE. In LE, mobile is there, cooler is there. See, in mobile, LE is there, cooler, LE is there. So if I type R, only one product, filter is working. Understood? So such a very close association between your JSON model and OData model. Okay, so that's how UI5 has been developed, both the models, so that you no need to specially design the JSON model and OData model. The developer should feel the using of JSON model and OData model one and the same. Okay, so that's how it got developed. So what I have done, I done nothing. I simply changed. So previously it is employee name. I just replaced it with product name, and that's how it is working. Okay. So that's the filter part. Now we need to understand again, when you select this item, how can you read the value from the selected list item? Again, this concept will be same as your JSON model, and that is binding context. So you need to read the binding context dot get property. Okay, so that also we have written. So just a second, I will show you something, and then so in the view, so list selection change means when you select the item, we are calling on select employee. Okay, don't worry about the function name. That means this function is getting called. Now from the selected list item, if you want to read any of the data from the selected list item, means from this laptop item, I want to read anything. I can read product ID, I can read description, I can read status, currency, whatever. Okay, how can you do that? This will be the same code. For example, I want to read product ID. This will be the same code that you have written when you learn JSON model. Okay, oEvent.get parameter dot get binding context. Okay, dot get property, same. Now, what is the property that you want to read? I want to read product ID. So this product ID should be as it is from your metadata document. From your metadata document. Okay. So let me put a alert and show you. Save this. Now refresh your application. So I'm selecting laptop. You can see its product ID has been read, PRD001. Click on mobile, PRD002. Cooler, same concept, no difference. Okay. Now, so when we are learning about a list, we learn three things. One is binding context. Second one, binding context path. and third one, element binding. So these three things we are going to understand with OData model. So what is the definition that we have given for JSON model that will be same and still applicable for OData model? So what is the definition that we have understand for binding context? Binding context is an object that points to the data of the selected item from the source. Okay, so here also same. The binding context is an object that points to the selected item's data alone from the source. Same concept, same definition. Okay, right. So you have already seen that from the selected item dot get binding context dot get property. So we are getting only product ID. Okay, so we are reading only product ID. So same, whatever the code that you have written in JSON model, 99% you will write the same except 1% difference. Okay. Now binding context path. The binding context path will not be same compared to JSON model and OData model. Here comes a small difference. So what is the binding context path in case of JSON model is slash array name. So I'm just giving an example with slash array of employees slash 0 or slash 1 or slash 2 or slash 3 slash basically index. Okay. But in case of OData model, the binding context path is not same. So let us print binding context path, then you will automatically understand. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just printing the binding context path. Binding context. So let me directly write inside the elet. Even dot get binding context dot get path. Okay, so this binding context path, let us see what will be the binding context path. So it will be slash entity set. What happened? Now it is fine. What happened suddenly? Okay, so server is little slow, I guess. Yeah. Now let me click on the laptop and let us see what is the binding context path. So this is the binding context path. So let me write it here. So let us generalize slash entity set name within the round brackets the ID of the selected item within the round brackets and single quotations ID of the selected item. Okay. For example, I selected mobile. So what is this? Again, slash entity set name and within round brackets ID of the selected item. So the selected item ID is product 002. So this is the binding context path. Okay, this is the binding context path. So on binding context path, we have a dependent concept called element binding. So what is the definition that I have given for element binding in case of JSON model? Binding the selected item data to another view. I am repeating once again. Binding selected item data to another view is called element binding. Element means one record or one item. So you are binding that element to the another view. Okay. So now the element binding is dependent on binding context path. If you want to do element binding, you need to give its binding context path. Okay. So let's go to the second controller and see. So I'm removing this alert because we understood. Now let's go to the second controller. See this one. What is this? This is element binding. So which will be done to the view. This dot get view means you are getting a view. Dot bind element means you are binding a one record. One element means one item. And see the path. This is the binding context path of JSON model, is it not? Slash array of employees slash index. Slash array of employees slash index. This is the binding context path of JSON model. Now we need to replace. For example, let me hard code first. Okay, so even in JSON model, I have hard coded first, right? So that you can understand easily. So let me hard code this with slash. So let me copy this. For example, I will copy the second one. Copy. Keep it here. So I have hard coded with product 002. Now doesn't matter whatever you click, it should show product 002 data. Okay. By the way, we need to go to the second view. So in the second view, if you see the bindings, these bindings are pointing to employee data. So we need to change this one to the product one actually. Okay. So I will do it simply. Title, number, unit. These properties will be same for object header and list. So I'm making the advantage here. And so even these attributes, status will be same. I'm taking the advantage again. But only the first status will not be there. It will be a status as tag here. Okay. Okay. So I just replaced with, product bindings, individual properties, product binding. So wherever employee is there, find and replace and write product. Replace all. Product ID, product name, product description, and product price. This is currency code, and this is status. And do the corresponding binding. PRD ID, PRD name, PRD description, PRD price. This is CURR CODE, and this is status. Okay. And these IDs you can, these IDs still it is saying EMP, EMP, EMP. Actually, you need to change these IDs also, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll keep it for a while. Okay, now if you see, I have done the bind element with a hard-coded binding context path. After that, we'll make dynamic, just like in case of JSON model, the way we have done first hard coding and then we have made dynamic, right? So same thing we'll do. So here I am clicking on laptop. Once again, I think I commented the code. Yeah, so I commented the code here. So let us see. I think previously we sent index from first page to the second page. Yeah, it is getting error here. Okay, so we'll complete. This code. We'll change this code also because it is stopping here. It is getting error. Yeah. So let us complete this one. So in the second controller, we have done the hard coding with this product sets within round brackets product 002. So whatever the item that you click, the binding context path will become product set slash product set, and within the round brackets that particular product ID. So here in this entire binding context path, the only changing thing is the product ID. Is it not? In case of JSON model, what is the changing thing? Index. The only changing thing is index. Okay, so you can have a comparison here. So previously slash array of employees slash 0 slash 1 slash 2 slash 3. So at that time the index is the changing thing, but in case of ODATA model, the ID, the primary key, is the changing thing. So you need to send the primary key from first page to the second page. Okay, so instead of this one you write primary key. Okay, so this primary key you need to keep it here dynamically. Event.get parameter, I'm writing PRD ID as the parameter name, and this is my, I'm storing it in a variable called primary key, and I'm making dynamic, guys. So this is hard coding, putting value directly inside this one is hard coding. We need to replace this with a variable. So when you replace this with a variable, you need to use concatenation operator in JavaScript to combine two strings. Okay, so that I will use, and all of you observe how I will be using. Delete this first, replace this with a variable, but still it is a hard coding. So within single quotations you have hard coded with primary key, but this is a variable, you should not hard code. What you need to do, so all of you remember this shortcut. Step number one is to replace the hard coded product ID and replace with a variable. So this is the step number one, and keep plus symbols on both the sides. Okay, and put a double quotation on both the sides. So this becomes dynamic. Okay, you are not hard coding. So you are, from here to here, this is one string. Okay, slash product set round bracket and single quotes, and inside the single quotes you kept the primary key, and again from double quotation to double quotation. So from double quotation to double quotation it is single quotes and closing round bracket. So that becomes your slash product set of some primary key. Okay, that's how you need to use your concatenation operator. Okay, now go to the first controller. You don't need all this stuff. So what we need to send to the second view now, we just need to send the product ID alone. We are already reading the product ID by using event.get parameter, get binding context dot get property.
You do just undo the script. Undo.
Okay, tell me.
Undo the script.
Okay.
Script.
Uh,
Comment this script 2 lines S path and index.
Okay, you don't want me to delete.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I commented this one, so you can just refer it if you want, but actually this is not needed now. So now this is the product ID, and I need to send the product ID from first page to the second page. So directly copy this, and in the OData, sorry, router is going to the second route. So I have given an example also, like, when anyway it is going to the second view, so why can't we send that variable along with this router? So give the variable, the parameter name is product ID, and its value is our variable. Okay, so what is the parameter name? PRD ID. What is a variable? Means value. So value is product ID. Go to manifest.json, because previously you have given another name. So for the second root, it is carrying previously index, but now what is the name that you have given? PRD ID. So you need to make an entry with this one only, PRD ID. Right. So you are passing this product ID to the second view. So from the second controller, so you are collecting it by using the statement event.get parameter arguments dot same OData parameter name you need to keep, so which is PRDID. Same stuff you need to keep here. So you are getting the primary key and you are doing the element binding. So now if you click on any item, so it goes to the second view and it displays only that particular item details. So refresh. So click laptop. So it's displaying laptop details. Go back, click mobile. It is displaying mobile details. Go back, click cooler, displaying cooler details. So what an association between JSON model and OData model. So SAP has created. Okay, beautiful association, frankly. Right? So this is element binding using OData model. So that's why if you understand one model, you will understand the OData model also. Right. So now I will just replace this list with a table, and the same stuff will work even for the table. Okay. So I think you can do this. Can't you do this, guys? You can do this. Okay, you just try this because it's one and the same, and there is no meaning in replacing this with the table now. You just copy these properties, or so you just uncomment the table and just try with the OData model properties. Just replace with OData model properties. That's it. All these things will work. Okay, right. So next thing is basing on this particular two views. We consider these two views and will develop a end-to-end project. So as of now, we have seen only the read functions, that is get entity set and get entity. So first of all, I would like to tell you which method is getting called and at which place. So when the list is getting loaded here, it is calling get entity set method. Okay, so it is directly calling get entity set method. And when you are doing the filtering here, okay, so when you are doing the filtering here, so this is getting called the same get entity set method with question mark dollar filter automatically. That's how your OData will work. Okay. And when you are clicking any item here, it is calling get entity, means only one record. Get entity, one record. Understood? So you can see the URL. See in the second controller, what is the URL that you are hitting? / product set, and within the round brackets, if you are sending primary key, means in the backend it go to get entity method and it take the primary key into IT key tab, and from the IT key tab you are writing select single star from z batch 44 underscore products where product ID equal to something. So this is get entity. Understood? So that's how you need to understand which method is getting called at which from which UI element from the screen. Okay, right. So now I'm going to give an overview on the project that we are going to develop from tomorrow. So your project contains 4 screens, out of which 2 partially we have developed already. So this is your first view. This is your second view. So the first and second views are nothing but the one that you are seeing here. Okay. The first and second views are nothing but the one that you are seeing here. And third and fourth view. So this is the third view and this is the fourth view. This view is for create product view, and this is your update product view. Okay. So in the first view, we are already having the list of items, so which you can able to see the list of items get displayed like this. Okay, and at the bottom you will create a footer, and in this footer you will keep an option create product. Okay, so if you click on any of the list item, so the navigation should come to the second view, so which is already happening. And here, so you need to display the data in the form of an object header. So this is object header, and icon tab bar. This is icon tab bar. So in icon tab bar, you will be displaying the data. Okay, so which is already happening. See, when you click on this, this is object header, and this is icon tab bar. Okay, right. Next, in the footer of the second view, you will create two buttons. We'll create two buttons. So this design is as per the Fieri design, guys. You know, the UIF Fieri guidelines design. So delete option and edit option. If you want to delete this product, you can directly click on delete and the product should get deleted. If you want to edit, so click on edit button. When you click on edit button, this should go to the update product screen. Okay. I will come back to update product screen. So let's go to the, when you click on the create button here from the first view, so it should go to the create product screen. So in the create product screen, we will create a simple form layout for the product, like product ID, enter the product ID, enter product name, enter product description, enter product price, like that. And at the bottom, you have two buttons. One is save. Okay, save or create whatever you want to show, and cancel. There will be another button called cancel. Okay, and in the update product screen also, you will have the same product form, but this form will be filled with the details of the product that you want to edit. For example, so the second view is showing mobile data. When you click on edit, you will come to this form, but this form will be pre-populated with that particular product's data. Means, so I will have mobile ID here, mobile name. Okay, so that product ID, that product name, that product description. So this will be populated with the data. It's not empty because you are updating it. Product name, mobile, okay, and so on. And at the bottom again, you have two buttons. One is to save and another one to cancel. So you give the name save or update, whatever. Okay, let us write update and cancel. Okay, so this will be the complete project. Okay, right. So hope you might have understand the complete use case here. So the first page should show the list of products. When you click on any one of the item in the product, it should go to the second page. In the second page, you should display that product data here. So with the object header and icon tab bars, and with the delete and edit options at the bottom. If you delete straight away, that product should get deleted. If you edit, it should come to another page where you need to display that product details in the form pre-populated. So let him edit whatever he want to edit and click on update to update it, cancel. So all cancel functionality. So even you click cancel here or even you click cancel here, it should cancel. It should clear the form and it should go back actually. Okay, it should clear the form. So in case of cancel here, it should go back to the first view here. And if you click cancel here, in case of from this screen, if you click cancel, it should go back to the second view. Okay. So I'm giving the direction also on cancel. So this should be the direction on cancel. It should go back basically from wherever, whatever the page from which you have come. Okay. So that's basically the cancel functionality. Okay. So here, when you click on create product button, it should come to create product. So the user will fill the form with the product, new product details. And when you click save, that should get saved. If you click cancel, it should go back. So basically this covers your CRUD operations. After that, we enhance this project to support for multiple supplier data also. So in the create product screen itself, we'll put a table for supplier. Okay, and we'll keep a plus button at the top. We'll keep a plus button above the table. So when you click on this plus button, you can add any number of rows into the table. So fill those rows with the supplier data, and when you click on save, along with the product, supplier data should also go to the backend, and it should call create deep insert. Okay, so that also we'll see once we do with the plain CRUD operations. Okay, so take down the screenshot if you want, otherwise not needed. So that's it for today's class, and from tomorrow's class we'll start building this particular project. Okay.
Yeah, Rizwan, how many classes still left?
I did not count it, Prasad. I will tell you. Okay, so let me check.
I think today is the 23rd class, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the morning batch, as I told you, so we'll try to complete within 1 month actually, by taking little long sessions.
Okay.
So basically your classes will be completed before March 1st, because March 1st we already planning a new batch.
Okay.
So definitely your course gets completed by March 1st.
Okay, today is 8. Okay. 10 days.
Does we do any project in this training?
This is project only. Okay, so 4 pages in this project. This is an end-to-end application development, whatever the one that I have drawn here on the screen. So that's an end-to-end application. So which covers all the CRUD operations, including create deep insert also. Okay, create deep insert, create deep update. So even the same code you can use for the update also. So here, okay, so same stuff.
All this application will be deployed in mobile, right?
We'll be deploying to the server after the development. We don't deploy it to the mobile. So the URL you can open in any device. Once you deploy this application to the server, you will get a URL. That URL you open in tablet, mobile, desktop, wherever you want. Okay.
Rizwan.
Yeah.
So is there any class left for ODATA?
We will come back to the OData again with CDS with the notations. Okay. So at that time, we'll show you how to write a CDS and include annotations in that, and generate the OData service out of the CDS. And we'll use some smart template based applications like list report, so which is most commonly used in the real time. Okay, so that will show you. And several Fiori templates we have as a part of the Fiori, like master detail, worklist, master detail CRUD. Okay, so those things also will show. So basically you are, so we are basically showing all the things that are present in the web IDE. So if you just these things normally only the real-time people who are working in web IDE can only cover. Okay, so the other people definitely cannot cover, who are not having experience with web IDE.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll quick start the project. Okay, so the project will be very interesting. So if those people who develop this one, so definitely they will have a very good confidence, and the same will be very useful in your real time. Okay, so any more questions you can ask me, otherwise we'll close for today. So as Abhinay requested, please join the class by 7. So I will also join by 7. Bye guys.